Now that I finally hit it, here's the video. Now I am ready to share my secrets to go from 205 to 3 on bench to 315 in only 6 months. I did it naturally. I'm 185 pounds at 6'1", and I'm here to tell you that it is very possible for a natural to hit 315 with the proper dedication, the proper programming, and the proper recovery. So to prove that I actually did this, I benched 205 for 3. I have my notebook journals that I'm going to pop up. You'll see right there that I benched 205 for 3, and that was only 6 months ago. So what did I change differently? First of all, I was 164 pounds. So first thing you want to do if you want to hit 315 bench, you're likely going to have to be over 175 pounds at least. If you hit it less than that, great for you. But if you're less than 175 pounds, you're trying to hit 315 bench, it might be reasonable for you to try bulking up a little bit. Next, which very important, my biggest difference was changing the amount of volume that I did. Before I benched 315 or even got close to it, I was doing a lot of volume. I was doing like 16 plus sets of chest a week. I highly recommend, and I really, if you want to hit 315, I can guarantee that if you dropped your volume of chest to 8 sets a week and all you do is bench, that you will 100% hit 315 in the future. It's very important to note that I was doing 8 sets a week, but I was also training at a 4 times frequency. So I was benching 4 times a week. I highly recommend that you consider at least benching 3 times a week. On top of that, I did no other accessories. All I did was bench. All I did was bench for chest. That's literally it. And I didn't do any drop sets. All I did was warm up, get to my top set, to my top weight, do 2 sets, and that was it for chest. I'm moving on to back, whatever I had next. If you want to hit 315 for bench, you can't be wasting your time doing junk volume, doing drop sets, doing cluster sets. Your number one goal is to progress every single time. No drop sets, no cluster sets, nothing. This is how I went about progressing. This is also very important. So I personally did the 3 to 4 rep range, and what I did every time I benched, let's say I was doing 245 for 4. My one session, I did 245 for 4 for my first working set. My second working set, I also got 245 for 4. When I did that, in the next session, try putting on 2.5s on both sides. So the next session, I'll be shooting for 250 for at least 3. At least 3. Sometimes I would get 4. That type of progression is great. You need to keep on doing that every single time. So another example, I did 275 for 4. Or I did 275 for 3 on the second set. The next session, I was putting 280 on the bar and trying to get at least 3. You really want to push yourself, you need to demand mentally that you are going to progress on the bench. And if you don't, you are not going to progress. You literally need to demand that you are going to progress. You need to try at least every other session, adding 2.5 pounds to your bench. If you do not, you will not grow. You will just stay at the same bench. You're going to be doing the same things. You literally need to demand the bench to progress if you want to bench 315. 295 for 3. Second set, you hit 295 for 2. The next session, put 300 on the bar. See how many you get. If you get 300 for 2, who cares? The next session, you go for 300 for 3. You just keep on trying to progress every single session, either in 1 rep or 2.5 pounds added on. Either or, it's more than fine. If you aren't progressing on your bench, know it's because either it's your mental not pushing yourself hard enough, demanding that you progress, or you're just literally not recovering. If you do this for a while, I promise you that you will increase your bench, you will definitely get stronger, and you'll still be growing with your muscles. The number one goal for you is progression. That's it. Outside of training chest, I would check on all your variables. So, calories. Are you eating the proper amount? Are you eating at least 4 times a day? Are you eating high carbs? Please do not avoid carbs when you're trying to hit 315 bench. You need your carbs, you need the energy to lift. Are you sleeping 8 to 9 hours a day? You need to sleep, you need to recover. To progress, you need to recover. If you don't progress, it's likely because you're not recovering properly. You need to check these things in. Do your high frequency, do your low set amounts, no drop sets, nothing, no BS, and I'm sure that you'll hit 315 bench very soon.